Source: The Arcview Group Vancouver, BC, April 19, 2018. Globe Newswire. Marijuana companies in Canada plot next moves in Vancouver, April 30 to May 2. First NASDAQ-traded company CEO, Gorenstein of Cronos Group and most pro-cannabis Republican, Congressman Dana Rohrabacher to address group. Dozens of promising cannabis companies pitch investors in Shark-Tank Style Format Vancouver, BC, on the heels of Trump backing states' rights on marijuana and former Speaker of the House John Boehner joining the cannabis industry. More than 200 high-net-worth investors from around the world will gather at the Westin Bayshore for a two-day forum on Tuesday, May 1 and Wednesday, May 2, hosted for members of the Arcview Investor Network. High-net-worth accredited investors will be reviewing pitches from companies who competed fiercely for a slot out of a field of hundreds of applicants. In 2017 alone, Arcview's members placed more than $50 million in 60 Arcview-curated companies, making them the top source of capital for the cannabis industry. Gorenstein, CEO of the Cronos Group, will deliver a keynote speech. Cronos, owner of numerous licensed cannabis producers in Canada, recently became the sector's first company listed on a major U.S. exchange, and promptly raised $100 million. Congressman Dana Rohrabacher, the most pro-cannabis Republican in Congress and co-sponsor of the Rohrabacher-Farr amendment prohibiting the Justice Department from spending funds to interfere with the implementation of state medical cannabis laws, will also be addressing this group of industry leaders. In a few months, Canada will become the first G7 country to legalize cannabis. Investors have responded, pouring money into the sector and sending the stock prices of Canadian companies into the stratosphere. Now flush with cash, Canadian-listed companies are looking beyond the modestly sized Canadian market for global opportunities, and turning their attention to the capital-constrained U.S. market. News of the president and top Republicans changing their tune on cannabis is adding to the excitement around the possibility of a rapid change in U.S. federal law, said Troy Dayton, CEO and co-founder of the Arcview Group. Learn more about the growth of the cannabis industry via this short video. To get a sense of what to expect at Arcview, see this short video. Select media representatives will be invited to witness presentations from companies that have been successful at raising capital from this group and those who are hoping to attract investors at this meeting. Throughout the day, select reporters will be able to interview high-net-worth investors who have recently invested in the sector or are considering it, companies that have recently been funded, and elected officials that support legalization. When, Tuesday, May 1 and Wednesday, May 2 between 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Where? The Westin Bayshore, 1601 Bayshore Drive, Vancouver, BC, Canada. How? Members of the media must apply for press credentials by emailing abbybenjamin@arcviewgroup.com. About the Arcview Group. Founded in 2010, the Arcview Group is responsible for a number of groundbreaking ventures in the cannabis industry. The Arcview Investor Network includes more than 600 accredited investors who have put more than $160 million behind 170 companies. Arcview Market Research publishes the State of Legal Marijuana Markets Report, which is the most oft-cited market data report. In 2015, Arcview became a partner in Canopy, the first seed-stage mentor-driven business accelerator. Arcview is also co-founder of Canasure Insurance Services, the leading provider of business insurance to the cannabis industry. Some of the people expected to attend and available for interviews include Gorenstein, CEO of Cronos Group, a globally diversified and vertically integrated cannabis company with a presence across 4 continents. Congressman Dana Rohrabacher, RCA, co-sponsor of the Rohrabacher-Farr amendment, which prohibits the Justice Department from spending funds to interfere with the implementation of state medical cannabis laws. Steve D'Angelo, Executive Director of Harborside Health Centers, star of Discovery Channel's hit show Weed Wars, author of the book The Cannabis Manifesto, co-founder and president of the Arcview Group, co-founder of the first cannabis testing lab, Speake Hill. Troy Dayton, co-founder and CEO of the Arcview Group, board member of the Marijuana Policy Project and the National Cannabis Industry Association. Co-founder of Students for Sensible Drug Policy, named by Fortune magazine, International Business Times, and Details magazine in their lists of most influential people in the cannabis industry. Cassandra Farrington, CEO of Marijuana Business Daily, the top media and trade show company in the cannabis sector. Named the INC 5000 and named in the top 5 fastest-growing trade shows in North America. Alan Gertner, CEO of Hiku Brands, a company whose valuation grew from $4 million 2 years ago to a current market cap in excess of CAD $350 million. Alan is a former Google executive. Sturgis Carbon, CEO of MJIC, a California infrastructure network to move cannabis statewide, legally. He has expertise across cannabis, investment banking, real estate and entertainment, and is regularly featured in major media outlets. Neil Klosner, CEO of Bedrelief, co-founded and organically grew the company into the country's second-largest licensed producer with just under a 20% share of the medical cannabis market. Neil is also chairman of the board of the Cannabis Canada Association, representing the majority of licensed producers. Greg Engel, CEO of Organigram Holdings Inc., a licensed Canadian producer of medical cannabis. Greg has more than 30 years of experience in pharma, biotech, and CPG and has overseen Organigram's 50% share price gain in his 2-year tenure. Michael Ray, founder, CEO of Bloom Farms, a California-based cannabis lifestyle brand and distribution company with products sold in hundreds of retail locations throughout California and Nevada. Michael Ilkin, Vice President of Cannabis Compliance Inc., a global cannabis-focused compliance consulting firm representing over 125 active applications for cannabis production with the Canadian government. Gene Sullivan, co-founder of Starvest Partners, a venture capital firm in NYC, and longtime tech investor. Cited by Forbes as one of the women venture capitalists changing the world, grooming the next generation of female entrepreneurs. Anthony Dutton, CEO of CanX Capital Holdings, CSE, CNNX, a Vancouver, BC-based firm providing real estate, management, financial, branding and IP services to licensed cannabis businesses. In addition to its Washington state holdings, CanX recently acquired Jetty Extracts, a California-based cannabis extraction and processing facility. Vahana Jamian, equity analyst at Beacon Securities. Positioned at the intersection of institutional capital, IPOs, M. Myrna Gillis, CEO of Aqualitas, a licensed Canadian cultivator that raised millions from Arcview members. Lindsay Robinson, Executive Director of the California Cannabis Industry Association. Most recently, CCIA was instrumental in passing the governor's trailer bill, which reconciled the state medical marijuana and adult use frameworks. John Brecker and Rod Stephan, partners at Altitude Investment Management, a cannabis-focused venture capital firm overseeing investments in ancillary businesses as well as enterprises which touch the plant. Patrick Ray, Managing Director of Canopy, a seed-stage, mentor-driven business accelerator partnered with Arcview, and serving the cannabis industry since 2014. Tom Adams, Editor-in-Chief of Arcview Market Research, and lead researcher for the soon-to-be-released 6th edition of the State of Legal Marijuana Markets co-produced with BDS Analytics. Tom has projected the growth curves for a number of business booms over the last few decades. Event sponsors include MJIC, Electrum Partners, Massroot, Marijuana Business Daily, MedFarm Holdings, Chum, Electrum Partners, Inner Spirit Holdings, Deepwater, Cannabis Compliance Inc., 10X Ventures Inc., Steep Hill, Marijuana Policy Project, New Frontier Data, iInvention, CanX Capital, Organigram, RavenQuest Biomed Inc., Beacon Securities, Austin Legal Group, Glorietta Management Groups, Thai Cannabis Corp., Phylos Biosciences, Province Brands, Convectium, Altopa, Aqualitas, Canopy, Boulder, BDS Analytics. Abby Benjamin, The Arcview Group. Abby Benjamin at Arcview Group